Hello everybody, and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. Tucker is still being a little, a little butt, you know. This is just his life, I assume. This is just how he is. But you know, he's I guess here it's more reasonable that he's upsetty that he needs to get escorted everywhere now, or something like that. But we're gonna do the thingy thing, right? We got someone's escorting us to work, right? Something like that. Taking some time off or something. Do things. It hasn't been a minute since I've recorded. It's fine. The morning goes by pretty quickly after that. I double check all my things, making sure to hide my tooth somewhere safe, and check if my monitor still works. While chewing on some leftovers, though, I hear a bustle outside. A bustle? I guess this is it. When someone bangs on the door, I quickly get up, grab what I need, and head over. Who is it? Hi? I don't know who this is. I was hoping for Marrowyn. Here I am, hoping for things. Well, look at you. Aren't you the smallest alien I've ever seen? You look like you're fitting in pretty well, now ain't you? I'm Tayu. Tayu? Nice to meet you. Heard I was supposed to take you to the medical wing, yeah? Are all of Marrowyn's crew like this? Can you understand me? Oh, wow, so, that's what you sound like. Sorry, can't understand a word of it. You want to communicate with abstract gestures? Alien mind powers? Perhaps interpretive poses? She's serious, isn't she? I shake my head no. Well, that works too, yeah? Well, it's a real pleasure to meet you, but come on now, no wasting time. I gotta make sure you get where you need to be by the 12th mark, or the lieutenant will be on my hide. Oh, I guess that means we're heading out. Triple checking my belongings, I look inside before locking the door and following behind this very strange Karen. Karain? Karain? So, what's life like where you're from? Are you all grown so small? Do you guys like spaceships too? You must, right? Oh man, I always wanted to see an alien spaceship. Please tell me it's one like the loading bays. You know, that would explain why I'm starting to understand why Marrowyn is so tired all the time. Tayu? Yeah, Tayu? Tayu hasn't stopped talking since we've left the suites. She's been very kind, making sure not to walk ahead or anything, but questions she's asking are absurd. How am I supposed to answer any of these? She must know I can only communicate with yes and no, right? I mean... Hey, are you even listening to me? I snap out of it and turn to her, only to see her beaming at me. She might be cheerier than Marrowyn. Oh, no spaceships, sorry. Wow, still can't understand you, but it's really cool that you're still trying. She gives me a huge hug, and I what is this? Genuinely believe that she's impressed with my efforts. Well, I can't say I dislike her. She's got energy, I'll give her that. Wow, why are you heading to the medical wing anyway? You seem fine. Walking all upright and strong, I imagine. And it's not like you're that slow. So, what is it? Alien parasite, brain-eating virus, or... by the stars, a mutated Karen pox? You know, when I heard that we had a genuine alien on board, I binge-watched a lot of old sci-fi movies. I'm starting to think that was a bad idea. I can't help but laugh at her comment. It really is eerie that you can understand us, though, ain't it? Maybe I should get myself one of those neurals, see what all the fuss is about. Fuss? Is Marrowyn making a big deal about me at work? I mean, I can't imagine he's not getting any questions about me, but still. I shake my head side to side in a non-committal gesture. Yeah, probably not worth all the surgery and whatnot. Although, I heard they go in pretty easy. Real small things they are. I bet alien technology is way better though, yeah? Come on, you must have, like, wrist-mounted laser cannons or anti-gravity shoes, yeah? Oh, this is gonna be a disappointment. Pulling out my phone, I hand it to her. Oh, wow. This is just a monitor. I nod. Well, this sucks. Even the lieutenant has a nicer model than this. She fiddles with it for a second before handing it back. Well, if you don't want to show me your alien super technology just yet, I understand. Yeah, not just yet. I don't think she understands me, but I think she caught my tone. Well, as she smiles, and I can even see her short tail slightly wag. We pass the library as she rambles about what else she has done today, and someone named Nokke? What are these little dots above the O? How is that supposed to be pronounced? I don't know. It's a short walk though, and soon enough I can almost see the oh, sorry. It's a short walk, and soon enough I could almost see the door to the doc office. Ugh. Oh, wow. You really are close to the medical wing, ain't you? You know, I never understood why the lieutenant's room was situated how it was, but I'm starting to see why, maybe. She fails to elaborate, instead twisting her muzzle into a confused stare. But that's none of my business. This is your stop, right, Tiny? I think we're supposed to be expecting someone around here soon. Big type guy, yeah? I imagine I know what that's like. I don't follow, but as we approach, she knocks on the door. Alien delivery! I roll my eyes as she shoots the door open. Oh, there you are. I was almost getting worried. Thank you for bringing Tucker here. By the stars, he wasn't kidding about you, huh? What do they feed you where you're from? Humor her. Food? It's nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Marrowyn Seno, and you are? Tayu. Alistar Tayu. First Sergeant or something like that. Oh, that makes sense. Maruk's spoken about you before. You're his second in command, no? He speaks highly of you, might I add. The lieutenant speaks highly of me? Oh, well, isn't he just the sweetest Karen ever, huh? You know, he ain't really as tough as he makes out to be. You'll have to tell him about it sometime. Tell me about it sometime. Oh, well, Oh, don't worry about it too much. I'm just teasing is all. Right. Well, thank you so much for your help today. I'll be sure to let Maruk know you did an excellent job. Doing my duty. Now you. If you ever need some help like this again, just shoot me a message, alright? I don't have your... I already know what you're saying. Check again. Confused, I look up at Marrowyn, who's equally confused, sorry, before pulling out my monitor. Scrolling through my very short contact list, I find... Wait, dumbfounded, I look up at her, only to find her absolutely beaming. Did it on the way over. If you ever need something, I'll come a-runnin'. Well, bye. And she jogs off. There she goes, off to do, like, thingy things. What in the world? Are all Karens like that? I'd like to think not.
But, you've met quite the eccentric few so far. She seems nice, though, and Maruk has told me about her before. Mostly like, faux complaining. I think she came by to check on him before, too. When he was, under my care.
Under his... Oh, wait, does that mean... Did Marrowyn? No, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. As far as I know, he could have just come down with the flu and Morrow would still be the right person to go to. I'll keep that in mind, though.
Well, shall we?
Right. Let's get this over with. The room is cold and empty as Marrowyn walks me inside, leading me to his desk. He's already got a menagerie, right? That's how that's pronounced? Of tools set out. He must be reading my pulse, as without looking, he reaches out and puts a paw on my shoulder. Huh?
Alright, so I went over the professor's list with Paytr, and we've picked out what we believe is to be truly important. There were some things on the list that, well, I'm not even quite sure how we'd test on you. I'm sure he had your best interests in mind, but it was very strange reading through that.
Thanks, Marrowyn.
Of course, Tucker. Well, even with the cuts I made, there's still a lot to get through. We should get started.
Right, yeah. Well, what's first? His muzzle twists into a frown as I feel like I already know. He lays out his paw and I sigh and places my hand in it. The alcohol swab almost stings more than the needle.
Alright, hold still.
Huh? What do you think you're doing? I pop open one eye and turn to see... Oh, hey, it's Paytr. Are you seriously wasting time taking his blood? Marrowyn, you have far better things you could be doing, and I'm right here. Being your assistant is literally half of my job here. Let me do it. You know I'm far better at it than you are anyways. Tell him, Tucker.
Paytr, didn't I ask you to finish setting up the rest of the tests for today?
Yeah, and it's been 10 times faster if you did it.
I sent you the memo.
Yeah, and we read it. Together. I've reread it 3 times now, thoroughly, and I need to reread it about 10 more times before I could do it as fast as he can. Now let me handle this and you can have him back when I'm done with him. Oh, okay.
Oh, fine. If you insist.
He swipes the device from his paw as Marrowyn rolls his eyes and gets up.
If you need me, I'll be in the back of the lab.
Have I ever needed you? Yes, slyly. Morrow grumbles under his breath and lumbers off, sorry. Someone's having a morning. Shut it. What? Do you have any idea how many messages I got yesterday because of you? Tucker, I need to make one thing very clear. I'm very glad that you're here on the station with us, but by the fucking void. Do not do whatever you did again. I had to sit in the lab for an extra 4 fucking marks, not hours, sorry, just because he wouldn't leave. Do you have any idea how hard it is to console that man? He has some of the best hearing I've seen out of any Karen, and yet, I don't think he was listening to a word I said. You've gotta make sure this doesn't happen again, okay? I mean, come on. Didn't I give you my number for a reason? Still a bit shocking, I slip out my monitor and hand it over to him. He rolls it around in his paws before realizing he might have jumped the gun. Alright, I can excuse you for not messaging me. But what the fuck happened? I haven't seen him that messed up in cycles. Usually he's good at brushing things off, but this... I'm fucking shocked, honestly. Opening my monitor, I start typing up a reply. I was upset. It's not his fault. You two got into a fight. That's it? I wasted 4 marks. I could have been sleeping over a petty squabble. By the void, I feel like I'm back in medical training. Well, make it up to him. I don't want to spend any more time listening to his woes. I doubt that. Fuck you. I laugh and he rubs his forehead, trying to hide a smile. Well, try not to let it happen again, alright? Hearing it was over something as little as a fight, I'm shocked he got that upset. But we have our limits, I suppose. Anyways, we have tests to do before he's done over there. So, shall we? I nod and he begins with the rest of the physical. He checks my wounds and records my heartbeat, then measures my blood pressure and reaction time. He says most of what he's recording is still guesswork, and I can understand. It's basically impossible for them to make a medical profile for me, being the only human, but it's better than nothing. Especially when Paytr says my blood pressure is a bit high. But I feel like I know why. I still haven't explained what happened to me. It's been a bit hard to keep track of it all, but by the time I move an inch, he snaps at me. So I doubt he'd appreciate me texting. Looking over me, though, he does notice a fair amount of bruises that weren't previously there. Hey, Tucker, when you said you got into a fight with Marrowyn, you meant like verbally, right? Huh? I know he's a bit of an oaf at times, but he didn't, knock you over or anything, did he? Startled, I quickly shake my head no. I didn't think so. But then, what the hell happened? Is this separate from your argument? I nod yes before sighing and going to reach for my monitor, but a paw stops me. Hey, listen. I can see it on you, but if you don't want to talk about this right now, we don't have to. I'm just here to make sure you're alright and entertain you until Morrow is done with his work. Most of it looks superficial anyways. Maybe a small fracture at worst. Just tell me, this wasn't a crew member, was it? I shake my head no. If that ever does happen, though, let me know. I'll take care of it. So wait, self-inflicted then? I wince and offer a non-committal hand gesture. Well, let's be a bit more careful then, shall we? And if it was the other kind of self-inflicted, my monitor's always on. What is he? Oh, that's kind of him. Thank you. I'd still rather you not be hurt at all. But spending 4 marks listening to you grunt and complain is far better than listening to Marrowyn again. After inspecting the rest of me, he takes my weight, that's what it says, only to note it's gone down again. He hasn't done anything about your diet, I'm guessing. I knew this was going to come down to me getting it done. Oh, we're gonna have to take Tucker out to a buffet, you know? Get a lot of food, stuff this man. Seno! Any updates on more nutritional foods for Tucker here?
Oh, no. Sorry. This Soknos project, it came just at the same time. I've been a bit busy.
He shouts as, shouts at as his head comes out from behind a tangle of wires. That's what that says. We got there, guys. We got there. Well, that's just great. What do I even yell at you for, then? Once we finish up today, I should have a better idea of what you might be able to eat. Whether or not we can get you to eat is another question. If anything, I could prepare some dietary supplements for you. Pills or tablets, something like that. It's not really the best solution, but if your tests do end up showing signs of deficiency, since last time, we can at least fix that. At least you can crush those up and use them as toppings for your salad. I've almost gotten used to it at this point, but changing things up would be great. He makes some notes for himself and goes over to check on Marrowyn, who I can see is bent over, and has his head inside some control box for some of the machines. His tail wags gently as he talks to Paytr, and he waves to me as he notices me staring. I wave back as Paytr returns. Alright. He is almost done over there, so there shouldn't be much left. Do you mind if we get this over with? He holds up the human blood drainer 300,000? Okay, or whatever it's called. I take a deep breath and nod, laying out my arm. So if my trick only works once... Wait. Sorry if my trick only works once, but I promise you won't feel a thing. And much to my surprise, I barely do. He's done in less than a second, and he quickly stows away the vial before bandaging me up. Oh, Marrowyn. Marrowyn comes lumbering over and leans on one of the nearby desks.
How's it going over here?
Almost done. Be sure to feed him today, okay? It's going to be a long day.
Yes. I've already scheduled. Should I add another order to it?
For me? No, thank you. I'll come by later once I've finished running things on my end. I can help close up today if you need me as well. We're going to have to make sure all of the machines are properly calibrated again after this. You're probably due for that anyways, but I'll leave you two to it.
Well, thank you for your help today, Paytr. And let me know if there's anything I should be aware of after you finish your tests.
Yeah, see you in a few marks. Marrowyn nods and starts setting up something on a monitor. Paytr gets to the door before turning back to me. He meets my eyes before pulling out his monitor and raising an eyebrow. I give him a knowing nod, and he smiles as the door closes behind him. I'm glad to know he's still on my side, even if I can't really tell why. Still, I should be sure to message him more.
Tucker, are you alright?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Just a bit tired.
Yeah, of course. How was Paytr? Was the exam alright?
Yeah, it was fine. He's as charming as ever.
Huh. He's certainly something, isn't he? Well, shall we?
Yeah. So, right, what's first anyways?
First would be this over here.
He says as he leads me back to the large, circular device at the back of the room.
You may still be familiar with this one. You've been through this one already.
The door opens and a bed-like protrusion comes out of the wall. Okay, actually I'm going to end the part here, everyone. So I do hope that you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.